spicy, smicy week. It was insane week, like crazy, and I have so many news. Some of them good, some of them stupid, some of them are not good. And today I'm gonna talk about pretty much applications. Today I'm gonna talk about money and rejection and acceptance and so many other things. So let me see how many people we do have here. Let me put myself here because I think like I'm gonna be looking better because I do have a little bit of a face when you drink, you know. Okay, I think like this is kind of cool. Okay, I hope there's not so much mess behind me, even if there is. Sorry. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Until we are waiting more people. As always, please comment down below. Where are you from? What time is it? And what's your name? Today live is definitely gonna worth it. It's probably one of the spiciest live I'm gonna do. 6 p.m. for Brit. Welcome Brit back to our live streams. We missed you as well. Hope your house doing well. Denmark, Eric, 10 p.m. as always, my loyal friend. Thank you here. Michael Medhal is from Fresno, California. Metcalf, sorry, 1:01 p.m. Ethan, thank you for being here. Robert also. Dallas Jones from Australia. I am Aiden with Redwood, but you can call me Aiden. Welcome, Aiden. Welcome if there's some new people here. I know we got 10,000 people on YouTube, so thank you so much for 10,000. Tony here, Frank from Detroit, 4:02 p.m. Then we got, okay, sorry, Michigan, 4:02 p.m. From Corner. Then we got Sean S. from Ohio, 16:02 here. 16:02, it's 4:02 p.m. Dennis Nelson, welcome. How are you, Dennis? It's 3:02 in Minnesota. Hi from Boston. Bobby from Pennsylvania, 4:03. Wilson from Utah, 2:03 p.m. Amsterdam, 10 p.m. Welcome, Glenn. How are you? Brian, Massachusetts, 4:03 p.m. Indy is 4 p.m. Tony, welcome. Thomas, welcome. Thomas from Duluth, Minnesota. I already remember this. It's 3:03 for him. 3:05 Green Bay, Wisconsin. Then we got beautiful, hey beautiful Jack here from Toronto. It's 4:03 p.m. Welcome, Jack. Slater Xavier here from Canada. Welcome, 3:04 p.m. in Canada. We got the Missouri here, 3:03 p.m. 3 p.m. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Everyone is joining here. I don't see a couple regular people, but they're gonna join probably in a second, guys. And we're gonna have so many more interesting stuff today. Don't forget big thumbs up, please. Yes, if you just started to watch my videos, put the big thumb up or kick your ass. Some person asshole already put one thumb down, which is not good. Thumbs up or better, okay? This is the least you can do, like, for this entertainment situation over here. Don't forget to put big thumb up, Bobby says. Thank you, Bobby. Hi, Victor is here as always. Thank you for joining as well. Everyone who is just joined, text your name and where you're from, what time is it, and the place where you're from. It's always nice to see. And our series, Keeping Up with Art, today topic is gonna be exposing myself. Shock, 10,000 studio. How is it possible? Did I get David? Welcome, David. We missed you here last live stream too. Welcome here. So this live stream is like gonna be a lot of juice and a lot of weird stuff that happened over the last week. How I blew up my opportunity to have a photo shoot with Vogue photographer. So many interesting stuff, guys. So many interesting stuff. Pin says near Tampa, Florida. Okay, I've been to Tampa a couple months ago. Have a video about it, even a couple videos. I've seen your videos, just my first time in a live stream. Sean, welcome to live stream. I do live stream every Sunday, guys. It's basically me talking about life and like your questions and answers. That's why I never had a Q&A, because I tell you too much. You know, you don't even have to ask me. Like, every person can find a lot of information about me. So we got Brian Kinley, it's from North Carolina, 4:05 Eastern. I hope you guys okay there too. We have a Hurricane Henry, it's tropical storm here, which hit pretty hard yesterday. Dylan from Pennsylvania is 4:05 p.m. Welcome, Dylan, if it's your first time here. Hey, Sayak, welcome, 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 Sean. Also, we have more and more people who missed couple lives. Nice to see guys you back. I know everyone is busy and not everyone can make it daily, but weekly. Also, if you didn't see my new video about underwear photo shoot with John, I think it was pretty fun. I actually didn't think so. I thought that I'm gonna do a video like for 3 minutes first, like the art of thirst trap, something like this. You know, that's what I wanted to call it. But I did this longer video because I was like, oh my gosh, people were waiting for the video like a week, and I'm gonna give them 3 minutes of the art of thirst trap. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and but I still want to do after this video because I asked if you're gonna put 1,000 thumbs up. I don't think it's gonna be 1,000, maybe it will, but I want to do from this photo shoot because I have so many like this thirst trap, how do you say this, moments, you know, some such cool moments that I like, and I'm gonna put the second like 3 minute video like I did before from this kind of photo shoot. Congrats on a new house, Breed. Congratulations if you got a new house. Internet TV installed Friday before I moved into the house so I could be here. Thank you, Breed. Welcome, welcome. If you just joined, please comment down. We're gonna wait a couple more minutes. Comment down below where you're from. Not comment down below. Put it in a live chat. Where are you from? What time is it in a place where you're from? Because I know we have a lot of new people here. We guys hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Since I moved to New York, my channel kind of skyrocketed. I had like 3 videos already that are over 100,000 views, which is very cool. I didn't see this coming. So, shoot with John, very hot. I'm gonna shoot with John on... we're gonna shoot TikToks. He's supposed to help me on during the week. It's 9 p.m. here in England. So we got more and more people in England. Okay, Paul says it's 9 p.m. here in England. Peter says, hello, Peter. I'm always ask people put their location, where they're from, so we know, get to know you better. When you can't carry everything in a couple of suitcases like art. I do wanna put my home. This live stream is gonna be a lot. Because I thought, should I tell you everything? Because like I say always, I'm very open about a lot of stuff in my life. Sometimes I feel like I don't have to be that much open, but then at the same time I was like, okay, if I want to be open as right now like this, okay, I can be open right now like this, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna be 100% open soul always. I'm gonna be super open, but it's just, sometimes I want to talk stuff about like money and about some other big behind stuff that I don't really usually talk, so you guys can understand what's going on. Because in order for me to understand you this story I'm gonna be telling about the apartment, you need to understand how much money I have, how much money I saved, and like it's just a little bit background that you need to understand. And I know a lot of people don't like talk about it, but hi, it's JQ says it's 4 p.m. here in Tennessee. Paul says hi, Dallas. Peter says it's 10:09 p.m. here in Norway. I didn't think we had person from Norway. We had people from Sweden. Lots of new people. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, we have some people from Europe today, which is very good. You guys, welcome if you're first time here or if not. If you guys want to keep up with me, follow me on Twitter and also OnlyFans and Patreon and what else? I posted such a cool pictures on OnlyFans and Patreon this week. I feel like they were super spicy and like still in my line, but like it was very good. Also, yeah, we have so many things addressed this week. First of all, let's start probably with OnlyFans that I just created 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I created OnlyFans. Main reason I told you, a lot of people don't wanna register for Patreon, and it's just more people have this, and it's so convenient because you can give tips, you know, and like some people just want to give me a tip, right, on the picture, and they don't want to go to their PayPal, whatever. So I did create OnlyFans, and from the beginning of my OnlyFans, I was crystal clear that I don't post porn and I don't do full nude. It's spicy, crazy pictures, sometimes homemade or no, but you know, I was crystal clear it was made for people who wanted to support me mostly, and mostly even for loyal people. So if you want to check it out, check it out. It's the same as Patreon. I told you I'm gonna do a live stream this week. I'm not gonna do a live stream this week. I changed my mind just because this week was too much, and I'm just not gonna be able to do it as I want to today. I'm definitely gonna do a live stream, and I'm gonna definitely put the link on my Patreon so you can join OnlyFans for like specific day for free, you know, and watch live stream, so you're not gonna lose anything. Thank you for thumbs up here, and thank you for your likes on all my posts on OnlyFans, because it helps, it shows. I'm gonna talk a little bit about OnlyFans, because OnlyFans said that they're blocking explicit content, which is, I could see this coming. I literally told my friend that this is gonna happen like week before I started doing it. Someone says, pics are so hot, they gave me a heart attack. Tony, please don't die when you see my pictures on OnlyFans. How's your apartment hunt going? JK, it's insane week for apartment hunt. I'm gonna tell you, like, everything. David, what happened? Hi, Victor. Hi, Victor. I found my mom got COVID. I'm so sorry, David. I hope she's gonna be back to health. Coming back to the story, I told my friends it's gonna happen, and I was very worried to create OnlyFans because I have a strong Patreon, and I didn't want to confuse people, but also people were asking me to do this, and you know, some people want to follow both because that's what they want to do, and I was very scared to do this, and they changed their community guidelines, so you can't post porn, and you can't post, like, you still can post full nude or something like this. So I'm not worried completely about like myself in terms of this. There is a couple people who are so nasty and who are like just terrible people who are like started to text me. They obviously don't know what I do and who I am, because they started texting me DMs like, okay, now you have to get a real job, whatever. And I was like, bro, like, I had this OnlyFans only for 2 weeks, and you know, I'm definitely not dependent 100% on OnlyFans, because I have like multiple platforms, and I'm protected so much. That's why I didn't close my Patreon. That's why I post everything on my Patreon, because there's strong community on my Patreon, you know, and YouTube is growing. So, but there were like so many nasty people, not there were a couple, and I posted my Instagram a post about it that is so sad, because there are so many people who are doing this as full-time. Hey Joe, welcome. There are so many people that like their full income is this, and it's sad because it's sad how many people are like jealous of amount of money people can make in short amount of time, and they give this money as well, but then they're getting mad because they cannot make money, because like I want to make this video about like older vs younger gays, when like younger gays, I'm gonna talk about this more, where younger gays like put so much pressure on older gays, and older gays sometimes too much jealous of younger gays because they didn't live, you know, I told you about this. So I had like this, mostly I call them older queens in my DMs. And you know, guys, I don't have anything against people who are older. I literally have best friend who is like 55, and I have a lot of people who are older following on, especially on YouTube. But there were like specific type of people who are like just you know, they have a jealousy that they couldn't live this life, I don't know, so openly, and they couldn't, like, they would probably do OnlyFans if they were younger and do it and sell like their butts and wherever, you know, like, which they also put me in this category, but I said that I'm not adult worker, you know, like, yes, I do the hot spicy stuff, and you can chat with me, and you know, but it's nothing close to like what Rena Gold does, you know. And it's very sad when they love these pictures and they pay for these pictures, but when it happened, there's so much jealousy and nasty comes out of them, because like, oh my gosh, they're not gonna make money, like finally, like, you know, you get a real job, or it's like whatever. It's like it's just sad to see this kind of people. But again, when it comes to me, I don't depend on it. Like, even if it's gonna be gone tomorrow, I'm gonna be safe. And I've been self-employed since January. Probably like I quit on February my server job, but you know, I was kind of relying on myself. And before I moved to New York, it was a hard decision because I knew it's gonna be my like expenses are gonna skyrocket. And like I hope, I assume, and I predict all the risks, which you cannot predict anything 100%, right? Like this, like literally, I told my friend that I feel like OnlyFans is gonna, it's not gonna last. Like, and he's like, yes, and I was like, yes, but I'm still keeping it, and it's gonna be because it's convenient. People can give you tips. I'm gonna do shortlist live stream. I have an idea, like I told you, best live stream, and I have an idea of how do you say this? Of like under the review. So it's gonna be classy, spicy, but you know, nothing crazy. But I just wanted to say that unfortunately, this is what happens. Sadly, a lot of people are gonna be without job, and like they're gonna have to adopt. But I'm glad that I have a community of people who are with me no matter where I am. So, and it's not like my priority to become a porn guy, you know. So this is probably, I'm 99% sure that it's not gonna affect me, because this is what happened to Patreon as well. Yeah, so we have 92 people here. Welcome. Thank you for thumbs up. It's only 50 thumbs up out of 92 people. So 42 people are literally enjoying this conversation and entertainment, and they cannot put the big thumb up. I don't know how I can handle you guys like this. Did you see I just drink and just spill it all over my face? Yeah. So again, but if you follow me on OnlyFans, please put a likes on all the pictures and posts I do. It's just, you know, better when you have more likes. I think we're gonna start talking about, Art, are you safe from hurricane? Dallas, I am safe from hurricane, at least for now. At least for now. We're gonna be talking a lot about stuff, and I do want to ask you to be respectful for some things. Don't pressure your opinion. I respect people's opinion, but for this I have Twitter sometimes, and I post, okay guys, now it's time for your advice. What do I choose, this or this or this, you know? And like I respect your opinions, and for some people, I told you last week, I learned this saying that creator, you're never gonna be able, like creator is never gonna follow how do you say this, logic and intelligence, right? And I love this. And if I would follow logic and intelligence, as you think for you something is logically, I would never be here in America. I would never be even in Poland, because if you know my story, if you didn't see my video how I escaped from war, go watch it, because literally like it was impossible for me, for a guy like me, go away and study in other country, wherever. So there is some stuff that are not logical 100%. So in order for me to explain, I'm gonna open the door in reality of how art makes money. And this is also gonna be only on live stream. I'm not gonna do a video about this yet, because my stream, my income is not consistent. It depends on so many sources, and it depends on my mood, my creativity. It depends on you. It depends on sometimes people donation, wherever. It depends on how many people, you know, watching my YouTube or like Patreon. But in order for me to explain you the story, I need to tell you a little bit how I make money, and I feel like it's time, you know. And basically the way I do this, it's very easy. The way I do this is two main sources. My main source, of course, it was Patreon, as you guys probably know. For a long time, it's, you know, kind of changed a lot for me. Then it was second one is YouTube, which also gives me, and now it's more and more on YouTube, thanks to watching, thanks to new people, thanks to loyal people. Then sometimes, you know, someone can send me a gift card or something like this, which is Amazon wishlist, which I count also as stream of income. Then next is TikTok. TikTok doesn't pay me a lot, but and they restored my creator fund, but they blocked me today for 2 days because of my dance on. I posted it on Instagram, and they blocked me for 3 days, but whatever. So TikTok, and it used to be better, but now it's less because they blocked me for 1 month, and OnlyFans now as well. because I started 2 weeks ago, but OnlyFans was never my, consistent source of income at all. And I think that's it. I think this is the main sources. Hey Kenny, welcome. I'm opening a lot of tea. So put the big thumb up because it's 104 people, but 68 thumbs ups. And I'm spilling a lot of tea here. And sometimes, and also calendars, of course, if you guys, I didn't put link here because I need to figure out what's up with the calendars because I think that link didn't work or something like this. So it's a lot of sources, as you see, and OnlyFans now too. That's what I told you about. And OnlyFans, of course, is like Patreon is slower when I have OnlyFans, but it's also like kind of balance it out. I don't want to tell the exact number I make per month because it's not consistent. And in Ukraine, I have this thing like I don't want to talk about this out loud because счастье любит тишину, because happiness loves calmness. You know what I mean? So I don't want to like talk about like because I don't know what's gonna happen, and I want to keep it calm. I told you you can assume, you can not assume, you can do, your math, whatever. But in order for me to keep this story, I needed to tell you this. And a lot of people ask me this. Plus, you should also consider that I do pay taxes and I pay self-employed taxes. So it's additional tax, especially now in New York when I'm gonna be, so it's not as much as a lot of people can think, but it's definitely not a grocery store clerk money. So, coming back to the story. My struggle in finding an apartment was, first of all, is because I've been doing my social media stuff for only 9 months. And basically in 2020, I barely make some good money because I made some not a lot of money to live in Manhattan for sure. And my tax return from previous year is so much smaller, for example, that I make now. This is the problem because people want to see consistency, and I switched my job because I used to be a server, right? And I switched to social media, and people don't understand this. My issue is I don't have a CPA letter. It's the letter of projection of income. When you give everything you have, so basically all I have is bank deposits because that's how I get paid. I have bank deposits, and my problem that when you do self-employment, you need to get an accountant. Before I didn't think about it, but now I think about it, since June, and I'm looking for accountant. I might mention this before, but so many people don't know how to do accountant for influencer, for like Patreon, wherever. So I'm looking for accountant, and I don't have the CPA letter, and this CPA letter is pain in the ass because everyone wants the CPA letter, and basically that's why I was being a little bit like sad and struggle. So because it's not enough for them bank deposits, right? And I have constantly bank deposits. So I moved to New York in July 23rd, and I moved with around 10K and 500, something like this. And by now I saved 13K. I've been saving it for 6 months, I think, because first 2 months when I got more and more money, I was paying off debts, I paid a lot of debt after. So basically I moved here with 10,500. Now I saved like 13K. You also gotta understand why am I telling you all of this right now, because of this story. Some people might say it's a lot. Some people might say it's not a lot. I don't think it's a lot, but I don't think it's nothing, for the move. I've been saving this money for 6 months, I had this and like some spendings like sending home. I'm keep sending home now money as well, so it's like, and I do eat in the restaurants sometimes, which is I don't like to say, but I hate cooking. I hate it. But I'm trying to learn it. So yeah, and now I saved a little bit more over the weeks, and my biggest struggle was the CPA letter and all this, you need to prove that you make 40 times rent, which is technically I probably do, but in real life I don't have the proof for this. And I was tired and I just got a real estate agent, right? So I'm gonna explain you how it works in New York for people who apartment hunt. How it works, not mostly in New York, but Manhattan and Brooklyn most of the time. So so many people told me also like that you need to have 6 months of rent before you move somewhere. I was like, that's not real. Like, yes, you might have it, but I've never had 6 times. I moved to America with $500. Like, how I can have 6 months of rent? Like, this is, you know. So I feel like 10K was a good move, and especially I didn't pay for a hotel. Also, the present for Evan is decided, so I'm gonna get him couple presents. I'm gonna get him one present now, like in the next week, and then I'm gonna get him one more present when I'm gonna be moving out. So you guys asked me about presents for Evan, because it's I think it's a very sensible amount for what you have to saved up. I think it's very sensible amount for you have to saved up. Yes. Basically, let me keep going with the money and like all the things. So yes, I saved 10.5K, now I saved 13K, and this is better. I'm pretty sure also it's because I didn't pay for the hotel. If I would pay for the hotel or like Airbnb, would be so much less money, apparently, like this, you know it. But I tried to pay Evan and I offered him money. He said, no way I'm gonna accept your money. And I was like, yeah, but what I don't wanna like use you. And like I told him when he came back last week. And I was like, I don't wanna use you, but he's like, I like having you around, I like hanging out with you and like helping you out. And it's like you're like you need if you want you can stay as much as you want and I was like, what if I'm gonna stay till October? And he was like, yes, I don't care. And I was like, but I don't want to exploit people like this. And I cannot. I love him so much. And he's the best person. He never told me any bad thing, you know? He's the best person to stay with, but I just don't feel comfortable to be with the people, you know. That's why I'm gonna get him couple presents, because that's what he can accept. So he came back on Monday. Okay, now you know all my money situation, all how it works, and that's just gonna be explanation why I needed to tell you all of these things, which is good. I don't know if you guys saw a person who was opening up that much. I didn't see any person who is an American YouTuber who is not a big YouTuber, you know. Coming back. Wait. Sorry. It's just I need to blow my nose sometimes. Okay, coming back to the story. I got a real estate agent on Monday. I found him through my friend. And I don't want to say who he is, and I'm not gonna say who he is. First, I had a real estate agent before. There was the guy who literally, he's a real estate agent, but he mostly, I don't know, wanted to. He knows me, and I know him for like couple years, and we met in Los Angeles, and we just wanted to do some sexual stuff with him, but then we never did anything. And then I texted him and he kind of tried to help me, but he didn't help me. He was not very helpful at all. So I told him like, it was like, I texted him at 8 p.m. like, hey, so do we see any apartments tomorrow? And he's like, I'm gonna confirm in the morning if we see any apartments. I was like, what time in the morning, And it's like, he didn't text anything. And then there is next day morning, and like, it's already 6 p.m. next day, and he never got back to me. And I was like, I texted him, hey, bro, like, because we went only once to see apartment, and he showed me only one apartment, and like, why would you tell me you're gonna help me wherever, if you're not responsible? And I texted him, hey bro, like, next time maybe appreciate people time who count on you. And I was ready to pay him. Maybe appreciate people who count on you, because it's gonna be helpful for you in the future, because I'm waiting, sitting, and I was sick and tired of like going on Street Easy or Zillow, and I texted him this, and he was like, oh, I just didn't have time to schedule an apartment showing in such a short time, wherever. And I was like, I know it's bullshit. It's true, and it's bullshit as well, because I can schedule 3 or 4 showings the same day I found an apartment, majority of the time. Not last 1.5 week, because I noticed less and less agents getting back to me. Like, for real, less and less agents are getting back to me, because usually I send requests and they get back to me in like what time, so whatever. It was not super professional of him, 100%, because you can say, okay, I can't schedule anything, but I'm working on it, So I was pissed, and I didn't want to look for anything because I'm like, sorry, but it's just like I hate going on this side. I don't like it. I'm tired, and I found a new real estate agent, and this is when story like got hit up, and this is when I got burned out, guys. I think this story might help someone as well, Hello to you from sunny Spain. Thank you, Spain. So my next story I'm gonna be telling you, this story might help someone actually, because this is insane. I found this real estate agent who's kind of hot, I would tell, but he's straight, so it's fine, I was joking with him a little bit like this and telling my stories, but I also joke about like this as you and all other people. So he's a nice guy, right? That's what I think. But of course, he's very money focused. So basically, I found this guy, and we scheduled to see 4 apartments. 2 of them we met at 5 p.m. 2 of them were already taken. So we got only 2 apartments left to see. It was Tuesday. So I see him and he is very nice, So we are meeting. At first, it was like 151 50th Street. 151 West 50th Street or something like this, on Manhattan. If you guys want to see, you can Google it. Amazing building. Like, I would feel like I live in TV show Friends. My budget for the apartment is 2,600. It's max. I don't want to go. I mean, I can go with 27, 28. I would spend majority of my budget, but my housing is also my studio where I like do all the job, because I work from home a lot. So it's kind of investment in everything. So I meet with him. We're going to see apartment. And he's a very nice, cool guy. So we're going to see, her name was Heather. And she's like, hey, 2 apartments already got rented. And I was like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. So we walking into this apartment. This apartment was furnished, which is very rare for America. We are walking into this apartment. This apartment cost 26 or 2,500. Yeah, 2,500 actually. It was furnished and it was kind of new. I liked it. It was new, but there was no light at all. Like it faced building, right? It faced building, and it was conditioner. It was very long studio, right? The conditioner was in a room. She said right in a schedule, and she said that you're probably gonna need something to put in your like living room, because this conditioner is not gonna get there. It might get a little bit hot. So it was also turn off for me, because if this person says it right away, besides this looks so cool, very nice, she was like, okay, and it's very easy approval, she said. So I was like very, very into it. Also guys, if you're watching this and you have any questions, you can ask my moderators in chat and they can answer you. Sorry, coming back to the story. And she was very pushy. She was this girl who was like, not girl, lady. She was like, they're like, this apartment, blah, blah, is gonna be gone. It's like, they're available for now. So she was like very pushy. Like, I didn't like it at all. Like, I understand that they need to be pushy, right? And it turned me off. But apartment was overall good and like super building, super location. So I was like, I'm really happy you like showed me the apartment, because what I noticed is real estate agents, they do have a better listings. That's for sure. So they get somehow better listings. So basically, I tell him like, I really like appreciate this first scheduling, but I think we need to try something else too, because like I just don't feel like it's gonna work because of the light, because I film a lot of like YouTube, because I want to keep filming like my YouTube when talking story times, right? I want to I have to film a lot at my home. I need light. It's not like I need light and that's it, right? I need light. And yes, I said yes, thank you. And we went to other apartment. And that's where everything started, guys. That's where everything started, and that's when it took my soul out of me for this week. Like, I want to tell you that I understand that there are so many people who are struggle, and I understand that I'm lucky, and it also didn't come out of nowhere. All my work and like all my following and all my, maybe you're new here and you can say, oh my gosh, this guy has just got all this money and like wherever. No, it's, first of all, it's not that much money, and second of all, it didn't came from nowhere. It's a huge amount of activity and engagement with my followers, who I call majority of the time friends, who, you know, I can listen. Sometimes I feel like I'm a psychiatrist sometimes, you know, because I listen to people, I answer, and it's a huge amount of people. Even when I met my follower last week, I told you, he told me like later, like, because you respond to all the people, you always work, you never, like, you need to learn how to get away and turn off the phone. But I'm getting an anxiety when I don't respond and when I don't have contact with you. I'm getting an anxiety when I don't go TikTok live and there's like 5 regular people and I know they miss me. Yeah, and of course there's gonna be like 100 people or 50 people who are watching. I'm getting an anxiety. So I don't wanna sound like like, for some people these problems, I feel like they might sound like not problems, right? But and I'm very lucky, but it also didn't came out of nowhere. I just want to say it for the record, right? And it's just my problems and my issues. Of course, it's like I see what happened during this week, and I understand that I'm also very lucky that I was born in Ukraine, not in Afghanistan or somewhere. I don't want to talk about politics about this, right? But still, coming back to the story. So what happened? We are going to this apartment complex. I'm gonna tell you addresses even, so you can see the apartment where I'm talking about. This apartment costs 2,600. And we go to this. The address for this apartment is 393 West 49th Street. If you ever been to New York, there is a famous Mickey's bar, right? So when you go outside, like, you literally can see this bar. So I walk into the building. First, they have a doorman. So the person who his job just stay in front of this building, open a door for you, and you walk in. I was like, okay. And I don't need luxury. I don't need any luxury. But like, listen to this. This is insane. Then you walk in and there's like 80-year-old receptionist, serious man, like in TV shows, on reception, when you need to put your name if you're like, you know, and he's not alone. There is another one next to him. So it's 2 people. And it was Tuesday evening. So like, what the fuck this apartment about? You know, like, this is like too much, but it's like 2,600. Like, what's wrong with this, you know? And I was like, oh my God. So where am I now? Right? And I was like, this man is like, he's getting money. Like, I'm pretty sure building pays him good money, you know? And there's a doorman is like, okay, let's go. So I was already scared a little bit, right? We are walking in. We are going with my real estate agent and the agent who showed the apartment. I'm walking into studio. Studio is amazing. Like, beautiful studio, big. It has all the furniture, but I said I don't want any furniture because I want to buy my own. And huge windows, huge, not high to ceiling, but huge windows. Overall, like, there is a bar, like little bar area, you know, like where you can sit on a kitchen, like where you could put bar stools and like you don't have to buy anything. Huge bathroom, huge closet, 3 huge closets. I actually was very worried that I would not gonna have space for my 2 bags, but I will if I would live there. And I'm talking to my mom, and my mom is also like, you know, I'm talking to my mom a lot, guys. You know this. If you're first time on my live, it's my best friend, and we talk about everything, starting from apartment, finishing like some guys, you know. So I'm very close to her. She's like, Art, okay, do you like it? And I was like, I do like it. And she's like, so let's do this. Let's just get an apartment. And my mom, she never experienced luxury, guys. She didn't go to university because she was so intimidated, because in Donetsk she like didn't had a clothes. She had like some not a lot of clothes when Soviet Union was, and she was intimidated by other girls who were going to university that they had this cool clothes. So she doesn't know luxury. She's not the person who needs to be luxury wherever. But sometimes I remember when we were like in Poland and we were buying some clothes, I remember she said me one thing, дай пожить. So she's like, let me leave, or something like this. When we were spending money, I was like, let's save or something. But there was a moment when she said, let me leave, or something like this. I was like, okay. I remember this. And she was like, okay, do you like it? And I was like, yes, I do like it, mom. And she was like, so let's get it. Like 2,600, everything included besides internet. internet, I think that's it. Maybe electricity, I don't remember, but I think internet, I don't remember, but I think only internet. Also, laundry on every floor. It's a luxury for New York City to have laundry or any floor. Oh my god, that was so good. And the huge, like, I fell in love. It was the best studio I saw. I mean, I think I saw one on the Upper East Side in the first very day. It was for 2700 and it had washer and dryer, but it was Upper East Side. It was 80th Street. This is 49th Street and 9th Avenue. This is the heart of Manhattan that it can be. It's like 15-minute by train or like 10-minute by train to Greenwich Village. Like, it's in the heart of neighborhood. Like, me, guy from Ukraine, who 1 year ago slept on air mattress, looking at the studio in the heart of Manhattan. You guys understand my emotions and like my, like at some point I was like, if I get this apartment, it's like I kind of made it, like this is like an American dream, waking up. And also there was such a good voice isolation, like I couldn't hear so much, so it was like, so what happened next? Also, guys, check out my Patreon and on OnlyFans. Links in bio. I'm sorry. I'm this guy who cleans his nose because it's always allergies, because I was born where there's a lot of cold. So my mom tells, like, let's try apply for this. And I understand this guy. So before Corona Mora, it's gonna be a lot of information for a lot of you. Before Corona Mora, almost 90% of the time, if not more, people who rent in apartments, they're paying broker fee. Broker fee, usually 10% of the yearly rent. Very, very rare is 15%. So, but he told me this, and I was like, at this point, I was like, I don't care. I'll pay everything. I just wanna fucking move in, because I know I'm still gonna make it. I know I'm gonna do more live streams. I know I'm gonna be like active. I'll put more videos. I have so many ideas to do more and more and more. And, I know I'm gonna make it. And I was like, okay, I'll pay broker fee wherever, because I'm tired. I need my home. I cannot be homeless anymore. So he says, okay, we went outside. And I was like, holy moly. And then we went on a roof, and the roof was amazing. And then we went to see courtyard on the second floor. It was amazing. There is like gym, there is like some zones, and all the people, they look very nice, and it feels safe. It just feels so good, So we went to a courtyard, and I explained him my situation also, like about like no CPA letter, but I did get approved for guarantor insurance. And guarantor insurance, I told you before, it's insurance when they can cover you if you cannot pay rent. And it's a lot of buildings request this guarantor insurance if you don't have some papers. And I don't have a CPA letter because I didn't find an accountant. And even when I try to find an accountant, it's more complicated. It gets complicated. And whatever. I have an insurance, and he's like, okay. And he's like, the broker fee for this house is 15% of the yearly rent. I'm gonna be telling you all the numbers. You don't even have to count everything. So basically, 2,600 rent is $1,200 per year for the rent. So basically, 15% out of $31,200 is $4,870 as a broker fee. So it's broker fee. It does not include anything. Okay. So let's just turn in with me, guys. That's the emotion I go through. This is just what happens. And I love to talk to this real estate guy. He's very nice. He's very hot, very nice. And I was like, let's get this. And I was like, I'm gonna pay fee. But at this point, I didn't really understood how much money I would be paying. I have $13,000 in my bank account, and I do have like couple grand that I can get if I need, from my friend, and she can give it to me, and I'll give it to her like in 2 weeks, right? When I'm gonna make it, or like 3 weeks. So I'm very excited. My mom is very excited, and there is a broker fee, $5,000. And I start to think, we sit, right? And this basically it's condos. So it's rich people who own condos. It's not co-op. It's not co-op, it's condos. So this is an investment property. Majority of the people there is for sale condos. So it's very, very building that is a high level building. And I understand I don't need this high level, you know? That's where I don't need this. I just need a clean space with the windows and laundry in the building. And it should not be necessarily in the heart of the best place ever, right? But I really love this place. My mom loved this place. And you know, guys, before I told you, my mom has a huge influence on me as well, which is, huge influence. And she also has a big trust in me. So I sit, and what happens? He calls the other agent and he says that other agent wants to see the policy insurance for my insurance. So basically, I text my insurance. Insurance says that you cannot see the policy unless you need to sign up. So basically what my landlord needs to do, even before I apply it, they need to sign up first for this apartment, right? Give me 1 second. There is someone in there. Just 1 second, guys. Go in the chat. Go in the chat and chat between each other. I'll be 1 second. Wait. Sorry. Okay, I'm here. Sorry, I just need to check something. So basically, what happens next? We're sitting with him. We're just joking around. I talked to him about like how many times I went to like clubs, how I went to strip club. I talked to him about video that I have, like I paid straight due to do this, perfect chatting. And I don't understand the whole situation, to be honest, because like I do understand, but I don't understand. Also, consider me that I'm very exhausted from search. I looked at over 70 apartments for sure. It's too much. And the problem, I don't like a lot of them. Like 99%, 99 and 9% of them, they're not good. It's either location, or they're dirty, or it's like bed bugs, literally dead, living on a, or it's like either someone is from Google taking it. So I put only one application that I got rejected last week. I wanted to put one more application, but they said they're not gonna accept my insurance. And this is my third apartment I wanted to put, which is good because I talked to my friend who is like older, 31 years old, and he said he was coming here 3 times for 3 weeks to find an apartment, He was looking for 3 months. And then I talked to other guy who's like, I looked for 3 months too, for apartment in New York City, because it's insanely hard. But I was only looking for like 3 weeks. It's 4 weeks already. Tomorrow is gonna be a month since I moved here. But at this point, I was only looking for 3 weeks. So we are sitting on a courtyard waiting for this stuff. And my mom calls and I tell her, like, okay, so what I'm gonna need to pay is I'm gonna need to pay $4,870 for broker fee. And I say to her, I need to pay $2,200 for insurance. Because without insurance, they're not gonna approve me. I need to pay $2,600 for deposit. So it comes up to $9,650 only to move in without even first month included. And I can't with her because at this point I didn't have 13K. I had a little bit less than 13K yet, but I was like, okay. And I told it to her, and I start to tell you, I start to tell her that it's okay, that it's a normal price in New York to move in, right? It's just very normal in Manhattan to move in. And I'm in this situation when I like understand what kind of money, and I understand that I make money, but also I'm in the situation that when I've been saving my money for like a long time, and I still didn't realize that I'm probably gonna have to give up everything that I saved, right? And you can watch it later, Sean. Thank you so much if you hear, So I'm in like this mood where I'm able when I was like able to do this. You know, I was like in this mood. And what happens next? And have a great day, Sean. Yes. What happened next? We are waiting, and I just get home, and because we said, okay, we're gonna wait, we're gonna see what happens and whatever. And I'm going home, and I called my mom, and she's like, Art, I trust you 100%. If you think it's worth it, if you think you love it, because your first feeling is you love it. And she said, Art, you know that I was making 1800 zloty in Warsaw when she moved to Warsaw, right? And there was a moment when I didn't work in Warsaw because I couldn't find a job in Warsaw. And she was like, you know that I was making 1800 zloty per month, and we paid for our apartment 1450. You remember this? Not 1450, we paid 16 with all the utilities. So it was 1450 plus utilities. So we paid 16. And she is like, do you remember that we paid for our apartment like literally 95% of everything that we were making, you know, and the other 5% we were paying for the school, and plus we had so less money for food and everything. So and she was like, but you remember that we were happy in this apartment, because for us, I told you, because I didn't have a shower all my life. So for me, comfort is very important, right? So I was like, yes. And she was like, so if you trust this feeling, that there's a hurricane coming, so and she was like, if you trust this feeling, do it. And I was like, okay. But then I go, and like you guys know, I'm a Capricorn. So then I go home, and I'm exhausted from this day, because it's like I'm thinking about spending all my savings that I have. And I know there is like, you know, I can make the money. This is an investment. It's not like I'm throwing out my money. But then I come home, and like I ask Evan, and I talked to Evan, and I was like, it was first day when Evan came back, because he came back at night on Monday, and it was first day when we kind of hang out again. And he was like, you know, it's Manhattan. If you want to move in, fine. Like, this is sometimes what it takes you. And Evan is very supportive, no matter what I do, right? But he says, it's not like you need to get an apartment right away, and it's a lot of money. You understand this, right? And I was like, yes, I understand this, because it's a lot of money. Because, you know, I do know the price for money. You know, like, I know how money making, you know, I worked so many jobs, and it's like I was making $7 per hour, you know, when I just moved here. And like I know the worth of money. And I start to think stuff. And he's like, it's not like you have to move out tomorrow. And I have this conversation with him when I was like, can I pay you for the rent? And he's like, no. And the conversation, I was like, you know, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, you know, it's too much, right? And he was like, yes, it's too much, because it's not even 1%. It's not even 1 month's rent for the broker fee. It's 15%, and it's not even 10%. Because if it would be 10% for broker fee, it would be not 4,870. It would be 3,120, which is 1,750. You see how numbers I have? Because it was insane, guys. You have no idea how I was like stressed, because you know when it's like your dream is right here, right? And you can probably apply, right? But this is not even the spicy tea, guys. It's only getting worse from this point. It's not even spicy yet. So you know, then it's like, wow, I'm gonna be like, imagine waking up. And my mom was like, again, imagine you're gonna wake up with this views. And I was like, yes. And I was like, but it was not the best view, but it was like good view of Manhattan. And she was like, she always trusts me 100%. You know, she's never, you know, you also don't want to put where you live in above your means. And I would not put my situation, like if I would pay for apartment 2,600, I would not put my situation where I live above my means, you know, like above my means. What does it mean? Plan for unexpected. Exactly, you need to plan for unexpected. I agree, but like I just had so many situations. So I was you know, I'm logical at some point, and I'm also not logical. And I just know that if I would be 100% logical, you know, and we lived so many years above our means, like I told you in the Warsaw stories, right? It was insane time. And my mom tells me always, like, do you remember how it was before Christmas? We had $5. It was 25 zloty, right? we have $5, and we spent 20 zloty out of 25 for our small Christmas tree like this, you know. So you know, and I was like, yes, I remember. And she's like, I'm never gonna forget this, because it was, for us, it was such a huge, like, we wanted to have the Christmas atmosphere, and this is the only thing then above your means is basically paying more than you can afford. I can afford 2600 apartment. That's for sure. I just let me finish. But I can afford 2600, at least for this period of my life. But no one is protected now. You can work in Google and you can lose a job, you know. So so like she told me the situation when we were like buying small tree, and uh and like I remember, I was like, yes. And she was like, you just remember these times when we had nothing, and also like you are afraid to spend everything, you know, not posting other you can DM art. So yeah, so she was like, and I had the situation in my life why I started to think. And also, tea just coming. Let me say, I had a situation in my life when I moved to America. I was making $7 per hour. Then I started to make $25 per hour. Then after $25 per hour, I started to make again $10 per hour. So it was like a roller coaster. It was never stable for me, and this is how I learned so much, especially in Poland. I had this job, but I got a lot of money first. Then I had to went to from this job to down, but I was making minimal wage and just working like 200 hours in order to make a lot of money, right? Then in America, I had like $7 per hour, then $25 per hour. Then I moved to Chicago, and I was like nothing, like losing everything, and then getting a job where I was like making 5 grand, and then again this job, but it's the job where they fired me because I had a different hair color, right? And then losing this job and going to like 700 paycheck for 2 weeks again, right? And then finding the better job again, and like making a bunch of money, and then again moving to Los Angeles, losing everything completely in Los Angeles, getting in debt because I couldn't find job. And like I was, yes, I was a stripper, but it was not enough still to live the life, you know. And so I had a roller coaster. And I told in one of my previous videos, I have a huge fear sometimes that, and I don't want to have this fear, and this fear forces me that I'm gonna be back to the life like when I had to, like, you know, struggle so much. So this thing I have in my mind. So let's go to the best part of this life, guys. Let me grab some water first. Let's go to the best part of this life. Okay, let's go to the best part of this life. This is where real roller coaster started for me. This is when we went south. That's how they say, right? Or I don't know if it's the right saying. Someone says, or I don't remember. Someone says this is when it went all south. I don't know if it's, guys, if it's the right joke or no. Art the sitcom. Yes, this life is literally the sitcom. So basically, what happens next? I'm texting the guy that I am not able to get this apartment because it's a little bit above my means, and we only watched like 2 apartments. Let's just watch something else, you know? And he's like, yes, are you okay? Like, are you sure? And I was like, yes, I'm sure. Like, I was very excited. Sorry, like, we put it work into it, and we were still waiting. He's like, do you want me cancel this guy, checking if these people can approve you or no? Because also it was not 100% sure that I'm gonna get this, just for your information. So I said yes. So next day, Wednesday, he said, at the same night, on Tuesday night, he said, okay, I'm gonna send you some some other options. Maybe you're gonna like something else. And I was like, yes, awesome, sure. Send me some options. And he's like, I'm gonna send it to you after the gym. So what happened? He never sent it to me. He never sent me any options after the gym. And I was like, and then we texted a little bit, and he's like, I'm gonna send it to you tomorrow. I was like, okay. So there is tomorrow. He didn't really send me much. He sent me like only like 4 p.m. I think. So I was not his priority anymore because, you know, I just canceled, right? But also, it's not like I was paying an ass. We only looked at 2 apartments, and it's normal. You know, my friend Evan, my roommate Evan, says that like Brian, his friend, made his real estate agent show him 200 apartments before get the apartment. You know, it's very, and it's a huge amount of money, 2,600, right? And especially 5K, like it's a lot. So, um, I was like waiting for him because at this point I was like again exhausted and I was just waiting for him to send me some options, you know. But I was also like figuring out how to get this CPA letter and like looking by myself, but I was like not super active about it. It was Wednesday. So he calls me, and this is where everything goes south. He calls me. Well, Brit, it's his friend. I don't want to go through 200. I'm at 70 now, and I don't want to go through 100. You are not his cash cow. Exactly, and I don't want to feel bad, you know? So, what happens next? 6 p.m. I'm talking to my mom, and she's like, and I also talked to her, and she's like, maybe you should get this apartment. So I was like, no, mom, I like, it's too much. I understand it's too much. 15% broker fee is too much. He calls me at 6 p.m. and he calls me and he says, but also I have this excitement when someone says that they're able to work with me. So he calls me and he says, these people are able to work with you. And I was like, really? And he was like, yes, they read the insurance and they're able to work with you. And I was like, okay, but I cannot do 15%. Like, it's over my budget. Can we start looking for something else? That's it. You know, I told him this. And he said that maybe if I'm gonna try to bring other agent to 10%, would you consider? And I count 10%, it's not 4,870, it's 3,120, which is huge deal, you know, guys. It's like almost more than a half month's rent, right? I was like, let me think about it. I called my mom. We started chat about this, and then she's like, you know, you really like this apartment. You saw 70 apartments? Yes, I think I saw over 70 apartments. So we start talking to my mom, and we was like, and she's like, all right, just get it. Like, she was like, put it in this perspective. You lived with Evan like for 3 weeks. You saved a lot of money because, you know, he lived with Evan. You would spend this money on your hotel. It's a broker fee you're gonna pay. I was like, yeah, but and she's like, get it because you really like it. And your first feeling was like, you really like it. I was like, okay. So I call him and I say, okay, so if he is able to go, you know, for 10%, let's do this. He's like, okay. So I'll call my mom and I'm talking to my mom. And we're already so excited about like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, and also it's gonna be like around 10, it's like gonna be 10,500 with the first months included. So we started to talk and I was like, yes, I'm excited. Because she was like, because your first saying was yes. And I know that you wanted to do this. And I was like, yes, you're right. So we started to talk. He gives me a call back. He says, I can go 12, but I cannot go 10. He says that other agent said that he can go only to 12%. I was like, I'm sorry, but no, I said that I want to have 10% because it's over my budget. Let's start looking for something else. Which is he immediately started to saying to me, you know what, like, I just wanted to help you. If 10% is like your maximum, I'm going to do 4% and other agent is going to do 6%. I was like, okay, if you're not mad about it, if you're gonna be okay. And he's like, yes, I just wanted to help you and I can do 4% and he's gonna do 6%. This way you're gonna have 10%. I was like, okay, awesome, cool. He's like, okay, let's do this. And I was like, okay, let's do this. So 30 minutes later, sorry, my nose. This live is getting too long, I know, but sorry. 30 minutes later, I text him, hey, please let me know if I need to do something with the insurance company, wherever. He's like, okay. He calls me again. I'm talking still to my mom. He calls me again and he's like, you know what? But I actually can't do 10%. I can do only like 12%. I was like, what do you mean you cannot do 12%? You cannot do 10%. He's like, yeah, I can do only 12% because we already went down a little bit, like, you know, we already like, and as your real estate agent, I can tell you that 3% that we went down already is a good deal and whatever. So in this point, 2% is $600. it's $600 money, right? It becomes $600 deal for me, this 2%. So instead of 3,120, he goes to 3,750, right? Which is $600. It's a huge deal, you know. And I'm like, okay, I was already so excited. I was already agreeing, like, basically it's gonna be 10.5 grand, it's gonna include first month, it's gonna perfect apartment, fine, it's just, I'm gonna invest in it, you know? And my mom was like, we already start to plan things, you know? Sounds like a cheat to me. It's a tactic, Brit. It's terrible tactic. And he is not the person, like, if I'm person who is like this, you know, like, I feel like I do have a strong personality. I can say people no. I can put people in their place. I don't take bullshit. When I asked him, when I saw him, right, and I was like, so instead, so if it's like, if you guys split like seven, and so maybe so I'm gonna, because I got misunderstood, and I was like, at some point I thought that I'm gonna have to pay not 10.5%, but not 15%, but 7.5% when I saw him. And when I told to him, so I'm just gonna pay 7.5%, it's only like 2 grand something, right? And when he heard this, he was like, so he is not the guy who is like, I can, you know what I mean? I don't know if I explain it right. And he's like, no, you're actually, you know what I mean? So that's how he talks. And when I told him on the phone this, he's like, I was like, you know, you can't push me too much, because I'm gonna push you too, you know? And he didn't have like skills to protect his opinion or like be straightforward about stuff, right? Which pissed me off already. So you can understand when first you can understand the whole roller coaster goes in my fucking brain, right? Over these 2 days, right? First yes, then no, then I say no, he calls me, gives me hope, then he calls 30 minutes later, takes this hope out, and it's like $600. So what I do next, I needed a person who is not Evan and who is not my mom, because Evan lives in New Jersey for apartment that costs so much less, and this is his idea. He doesn't want to pay a lot, you know. He doesn't care about Manhattan. He's a different person, right? He cannot give me, he didn't live in Manhattan, he cannot give me clear vision. So I call my friend Jen, who is also Evan, one of the best friends of Evan. Jackie, I tried to call Jackie, but she was busy. So I call my friend Jen. She lives in East Village. She is in her 35, 36, 37 years old. So she's a woman. That's what I told her. Hey, Jen. Like, I call her on Instagram. I never gave her a call. We only hang out once, but we got such a good connection. And she lives in East Village. She pays $2,800 for her apartment, and it's rent stabilized. So she's been through a lot of things on Manhattan. She knows how it works. Basically, I called her and I was like, Jen, I know you're a woman with experience. I don't want to offend you or something. And I was like, I tell her the whole story. And she's like, Art, like, honestly, 10 grand to just move into apartment in Manhattan is fine. Like, 10 grand is fine. Like, you're probably not gonna find so much cheaper, plus you needed this insurance, it would be a little bit less. But she says, like, majority of the time she was moving into the apartment, it was like 10 grand without first months. I was like, so you think it's worth it? And she's like, if think about this, if $600, this 2% worth for you be without apartment like for next 2 or 3 weeks, or like you have no idea how long. I was like, you know what? No, because while I'm waiting for the apartment, I cannot be 100% productive. You know, I don't have peace when I go outside, and like when I want to go on a date. I was like, I cannot go on a date because like I didn't find an apartment. How I cannot love myself. I cannot go do live stream on TikTok because it eats me inside. I was like, you know what, $600, and we talked with her a lot. And I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna pay this fee, $600. But I was already turned off a little bit because my mom was like, Art was like, because I was like, you know, it's just weird. It's just turned me off. Like, you know, I know it's $600, but in the end of the day, it was 3120. Now it's 31,675. It's 3,750. So I was like, and my mom was like, yeah, you know, but I called my mom and I was like, my mom, I'm telling my mom that Jen said that's very normal. Let's do this. And my mom says, let's do this if you feel like this. And, you know, $600, okay, you're gonna make more. You're gonna have, you know, you're gonna have to work, you're gonna have to do live streams wherever, you're just gonna do more. And I was like, yes, I'm gonna do more, and that's gonna motivate. But this is not the end, guys. Don't even think it's an end. It's not. We're only getting to juice part. If it was not juice for you, I'm opening up right now the application process and everything. This is not even the end. And also, thank you so much for following me on Patreon and OnlyFans. Because I'm opening my soul. I feel like it's a good entertainment, right, for you guys. So if you want to support me, please check out my Patreon or OnlyFans. I would really, really appreciate it. I'm opening up the next situation that I need to tell you, because I'm gonna read it for you. So this is not the end, as I told you, right? So I was like, okay, $600 more, who cares, right? So let's count it all. It was $3,750 for the broker fee, $2,200 for the insurance, $2,600 for the deposit, and $2,600 for the first time rent. So whoever wants to tell me how much was it, you guys can tell me how much was it, because I don't really remember. I think it comes up to 10.5 grand, you know? So I think it comes up to 10.5 grand. I need some vodka now. Imagine how I was feeling, you know? And it all happened in like 2 days. So what happens next? I call him and I say, okay, so let's do this, and let's apply. Let's get an apartment. You know, $600 is not worth it. So I was like, okay. And he sends me application. And I knew there is a board approval, guys, right? I knew there is a board approval. And Dallas, it's not an entertainment, it's your life. We are there for you. Thank you. But I mean, you know, it's interesting to see. It's like a reality show at this point for now. I knew there is a board approval. So for your information, board approval, first you're going through landlord approval, and then you have a building approval, where there is like 4 years, 4 people who are very rich decide if you are going to be living in this building or not. And I knew it's gonna be like, okay, because if there is landlord approval already, it's okay. But let's get to the application. Hi Art, this is application for you. So how application looks like? Application looks like first application is with the landlord. It's a rental application, then $20 fee for to run your credit report, then must return tax returns, then 2 consecutive bank statements. I have it. Copy of government ID, letter of employment, or CPA letter that I don't have, but they said it's okay that I don't have CPA letter. Provide insurance approval letter, which is, I told you, rental insurance. And listen to this carefully. After review and approval by owner, the lease will be signed with the following payments due: $2,650 first month's rent plus $50 board packager fee plus $2,600 security deposit. So they charged me $20 extra for the application plus $50 for border package fee. And you think it's okay, right? But let's go to the next part. Attention, people. The next part just killed me. After the lease is signed, there is a condo application that will need to be processed through the company. We will go through the process together. At the time, the following fees will apply. Additional following fees: $400 application fee, $75 for credit background fee per applicant and adult occupant. So they want to check my credit score again. After landlord checking my credit, and you know, checking credit score, it's inquiry. And my credit score is 750 at this point right now. So it's hard inquiry. So they want me check my credit score twice for the one application. And $350 for moving fee. So basically, again, first $70 to be applied by the owner. And once owner approved you, you send him 26 plus 2650, right? It's like 5,000 something. And after this, if you're approved by owner, you're going through second approval, which does not guarantee that you are gonna get approved. It says, right? But it has $400 application fee, $75 credit check fee, and $350 move-in fee. Boom! Please note that condo board management company review takes 1 to 2 weeks to complete. Gas, water, heat are included in rent. Tenants are responsible for electricity, internet providers. Please let me know if you have any other questions. So I never knew that there is literally how much? $800, $850 application fee for the board approval, which not guarantee is gonna approve you, because when you tell them that you make money on YouTube, TikTok, OnlyFans, and Patreon, it doesn't sound so good for them too. You know, like, I understand my chances for this kind of building, but also this guy spends so much of my time not telling me that there's this application. Maybe he didn't know this, right? But this is surreal as well. I called Jen and I was like, okay, so this is extra $850 now, right? And I called Jen and I was like, let me see. She pulled up all her documents and she was like, imagine it all happens to me, like fucking 21-year-old guy, 21, 24, alone here. And I just don't know what to do, right? I don't know, you know, I'm just lost at this point. And I called Jen and I was like, Jen, it's another $850. What's wrong? Like, I didn't see this coming. Like, I was literally thinking for an hour for $600 that he didn't give me discount 2%, right? So there's another $850. And she's like, okay, I paid 100 application fee, but I've never paid $400 application fee. What kind of application fee costs $400? And then move-in fee, $350, you know, and then $75 for credit report. Like, how is it like diamond credit report? You know, it does not cost to put $75 for credit report. And she basically says, you know, Art, like, I know I lived in Manhattan, and I know that I was, you know, I know that I told you that even though she was changing apartments in her building, she was still, the real estate brokers were still making her pay fee, even if she was just changing apartments. So she says, I know I told you this, but she's like, I think it's like way too much right now. You know, like, even though they went down for this $600, not 600, yeah, like, even though they went down with the fee, but it's just, I would say, just no, it's just not for me. And I was like, at this point, I just not only like, I just don't want this apartment at this point. But this is not the end, guys. I just don't want this apartment. Like, I called my mom and she's like, yes, it's $850, but Arg is up to you. And like, my mom doesn't know 100% what's up, right? So she's like, it's up to you. Like, if you're, and I was like, I'm gonna give away almost 13K, right? Plus, I want to buy my mattress, and I want to buy, make sure you watch how many times your credit is pulled. Exactly, yes, exactly. I don't want to, like, pull my credit and, like, and, you know, I understand this is perfect building, wherever, good apartment, and I was like, I'm exhausted inside, because this is all happening, you know, he calls 10%, then he calls 12, like, even though I told him yesterday that it's over budget, I don't want to spend all my spending, because I want to buy a good mattress for, like, $500, because I slept on my Austin mattress. It was not good. I like waking up, you know, I want to invest in a good mattress. I want to buy my bed, you know, I just want to, so I need money, and I know I'm gonna make money, but it's just like, I'm just thinking at this point like this. And I was like, I text him, I'm sorry, but $850 for application fee is not what I want to pay. And you know, I was thinking so much about this 600, this 2% that he didn't give me, right? Because this was manipulative tactic. He first gave me a hope, and then he said yes. Then he calls me 10 minutes later and he says, no, you know, not 10 minutes, 30 minutes later, it's only 12%. Then I go through this, I call Jen, I spend her time, I call my mom, I try to reach Jackie, I try to put everything in my mind, because I really like apartment, you know, and I think we all knew you were stressed. Sorry, we did not know it was this bad. And you know, I'm trying to make a decision. I'm also trying to think that I don't want to stay at Evan's place so long because I don't want to take advantage of him. It all comes in the same fucking place. And I told you in the beginning of this conversation that I understand that my problems might not be the worst problems in the world, but they're my problems. And for some people, it might not be serious, but for me, it's so serious. So I called Jen, like I told her, like whatever, and I texted him that it is no, no, let's look for something else, you know? And then I was like, okay, I'm done. And I called my mom, and like, I'm just done. I don't want to look for anything right now. Like, I'm just done. Like, and she's like, yes, it was exhausting. It was like they were going, you know, they were going through this crazy things. And I was like, yes. And he texted me a message at 9 p.m., which was 2 hours later. And I was like, already, please don't, like I still wanted to, like, had an I thinking that I wanted to work with him still. But he sends me a message when he screenshot of the conversation with the real estate agent where he says, hey, client is passed because $850 fee is too much, you know? And I was like, okay. And then the agent tells him, hey, I talked to the landlord, he's gonna pay 400. He just needs to pay 400 for the move-in fee and 350 for move-in fee and 75 for credit check. And he sends me like eyes emoji, and I didn't respond to anything because I told no, like, it's over. So basically he texted me that I still need to pay move-in fee and credit report and go through this hell, like board approval, whatever. And guys, it's very hard to rent apartment in New York, but this apartment is just too much pain in the ass. It's just not worth it. It's a good apartment, but this is not as hard as this usually. It is hard here, it's very hard, but it's not as this hard. And I didn't respond to him anything, and he texted me in the morning, so what do you think? And I was like, at this point, I was like about to text like, hey man, I told you like yesterday, we're done with this apartment, we are not looking for this apartment. And he sent me some addresses, and basically I said that I'm gonna take a break from the search, and he's like, are you good? I was like, yes, I'm good, like, but I just don't want to look with him. And I feel like he's a good guy, he's a nice guy, but I feel like in this situation he just pushed me too much and he lost the client, basically. I feel, but you guys can understand that. What do you think? I think, fuck you, haha. You guys see the amount of emotions you probably felt during this live stream, right? So much information, and I was just so exhausted. I started to have more allergies. I know when I stress a lot, I start to have like reflux, everything. So, and then like it was Wednesday and Thursday, I was like super exhausted still, and um it was just too much. I told him, and he texted me, like, he sent me some apartments, and he, out of 4 apartments I liked that were like listed the same day, out of 4 apartments that I liked, he said that 3 of them already got taken. And I was like, like, at this point I just don't wanna, like, it's realtor's job to seem like a good guy, maybe. And I was just, at this point, I just don't want to look for it, like, I just said no, that I'm not interested in looking right now, but I was like interested in looking. And I started to think all the stuff, like, do I need an agent or like whatever. And it's like, I am able to pay money, I'm gonna make money, like some people can say that, it's a lot of money. I'm able to pay some amount of money. I'm crystal clear with you about everything right now. But it was just I told you this story, I'm already exhausted. Imagine living it, and after this, basically, the rest of the week, I don't remember what I did on Friday. I think I was at home, depressed. I think I was depressed at home, something like this, yes. On Saturday, no, on Friday I was not depressed. On Friday I was working. I was looking for apartments and I was putting content. And I was just changing my mind. Hi Art, Paul from the UK. Thank you, Paul. You should definitely watch this YouTube video because this is one of the best live streams I had. So it was like, you know, at some point I was just like, you know, crying, you know, and I was like, maybe I should film it, you know, for a nice YouTube video. But then I was like, I don't want to get views this point, you know, I don't want to expose this much. I would rather tell you this because it would be a good reality show if I would tell this every day, and probably would be like easier if I would make videos every day and tell you this, which is probably gonna happen sometimes. But on Thursday I was just like done, and then on Friday I went to, because I start to think, some people say, oh, why do you fight for like Manhattan that much? Because I wanted to live in Manhattan, but I also need to do a reality check, you know. I'm not a guy who has like, sometimes I look at the guys on Instagram, you know, and I look at the guy and it's like, let's say white privileged dude with um people with the money from his parents, you know, and I compare sometimes like I caught myself on this on Friday. There was this dude, sometimes when I follow someone, I can just say, you're hot, go to Snapchat, send some pictures to each other, even though it's not full nude, wherever, have some sexting, wherever. And there was this guy who is white, which just gives a lot in America, who is like tall. I don't know, tall doesn't mean matter, but he has a parents, right? And I text with him, and I see his Instagram, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's traveling and he's doing this and he's doing this, and I was like, how does he make so much money to do this? And then I go and Google sometimes his last name, and I see that his parents own a real estate agency, or you know, something like this. And I stop comparing. I was like, and sometimes I like do compare, and it's like, Art, you need a reality check, right? 1 year ago you were sleeping on air mattress, you didn't have anything. Now you are able to afford an apartment that costs 2,600. You did a great job for yourself, right? But you also need to check situation that majority of these people and young gays who live in Manhattan or Williamsburg, right? They do have parents where they came, you know, they had a base, right? They had a base where like and I'm not saying they didn't work hard sometimes. Like, I mean, this specific guy, he didn't work hard. Like, I just know. But I just know. How do you know, Art? Don't be so judgmental. But it just looks like he doesn't work so much. But majority of these people, they had the parents, you know, with acceptable families. I mean, it's more acceptable in Ukraine, in here than it's in Ukraine. Majority of these people, they had a start. They didn't have to learn English. They didn't have to spend 15K on lawyer to get their documents. They didn't have to learn how to adapt in a culture and leave their friends and family and don't see their mom for 4 years. So they didn't have to go through this. So I cannot compare myself to some people who have an apartment in Manhattan and be sad that I cannot get this, because, you know, it takes time. You know, reality check is here. Like, don't forget where you came from. And you literally like, look, it's hard enough to get an apartment here for American person who lived here all their life with the parents and everything, and you just want to get an apartment in 4 weeks when you're totally by yourself. You have no idea what you're doing. You don't have enough situation with these letters, whatever, because 9 months ago you were not making this much money, right? Then you were making later, and you cannot be upset about it, right? But also you need to understand that you can sometimes, unfortunately, this is life, we are not all even when we are born. Someone is cute and someone is more cute than me, and he's getting like millions, easily millions likes on TikTok just because he's cute, you know, and he only opens mouth and he doesn't have to think about how to do, you know, he doesn't have to think because he gets views because of this, and he's cute, and I think I'm cute enough. But whatever, I have a lot of privileges as well, right? But I also have a lot of things that are not privileges, and that puts me down, right? And that I don't know, like, it's just sometimes you have to accept the reality that you cannot jump above your head right now. You can fight for this, and it can motivate you to do better, not to drink by yourself like I did yesterday because you were sad because of these factors that you put too much attention. But make another YouTube videos and put not one YouTube video but 5 YouTube videos, because you have time to do this. Put like 10 TikToks and answer people on OnlyFans and build relationships with your fan base, you know, and be transparent about your fan base and like listen to other people and, you know, Patreon, other thing. That's what I told myself, right? And you wake up earlier than like 12 p.m. But this is my thing, you know. So sometimes you cannot, and like I'm so lucky in terms of like how do you say this, Evan, right? I'm so lucky in terms of Evan, or I'm so lucky because I have you, because you're like people who are here who are like, yes, of course I have come and go people on OnlyFans or like Patreon, right? Or like YouTube as well. People come and go, but they're like, I'm so lucky that I have steady people who are watching me, some like talking and like, and this is how I make money, you know. And this is a good thing, you know. It just takes time, and I think I'll tell you, not like when I pronounce the things, I don't tell it to you mostly, but I do tell it to myself because I need to hear it. And it's okay sometimes to travel 40 minutes to Manhattan because you cannot get everything right away. And it's okay that it takes you longer than some other people, because there are some other people who are like in Afghanistan who literally jump on a plane just to get away from there, right? So I understand my it's just combination of things that I need to be able to remind myself, and that's okay if you're not living on Manhattan, you know, or if you're living on Manhattan but like without some things. You know what I mean? So it's just wait. Art, you still have to do your job. Yes, you still have to. Totally love Ethan. Who is Ethan? Sorry, you mentioned a one bedroom TikTok live. What happened? I don't understand what you're saying. One bedroom TikTok live. He's still checking it out. Sorry. It would be so cool to see Ethan and Art collaborate. Who is Ethan? I don't know. Wait. Art, you have somewhere. Yeah, so I came in a very, very long way, and I just tell it to myself, and it's like, Art, shut the fuck up and just do what you do. You cannot give up, you know. It's like some followers like you cannot give up on like New York. And I was like, I'm not giving up on New York 100%. I had my thoughts like even a couple days ago. I was like, maybe I should wait it out. Maybe I should stop, and maybe I should like, because you guys know that I'm gonna be going a lot. Like, I'm just gonna tell you, I'm gonna be going a lot to Los Angeles. I'm gonna be living sometimes in Los Angeles, like once per 2 months, because there is so many opportunities there. I don't want to live there because it's not for me, but I'm gonna be going there sometimes. And I was like, maybe it's perfect time to go learn. And I was like, no, Art, you should finish this. You're not gonna take a break, and you know, then you can like travel and film and do whatever you like, you know, and do what you want. And you know, that's how I stop myself, because you cannot run away from yourself, you know. You need to finish what you started, and I don't give up on New York, and I still didn't even do things in New York, you know, that I want to do. If I went like 4 times per month, yes, but it's still nothing comparing when out, or like I didn't do videos that I wanted to do. I didn't go to the best Equinox in the world, you know. There's so many things. So but overall I was very disappointed and sad, and it was burning me inside. That was one of the nights when I was like also like. Then anyways, on Friday I went to Bushwick, which I didn't like, guys. It's not for me. I didn't feel safe, and it's literally it was 2400 apartment for 40 minutes away from Manhattan, but it was like not worth it. I know there's you know, then I walked to Williamsburg, and then I walked to Williamsburg, and I looked in apartments in Williamsburg, and I talked to my friend on my phone, and my friend on the phone, she said that her parents divorced, that she's also immigrant, right? That her parents divorced, that she got in a fight with her boyfriend, and that and I was telling to my friend I was sitting on the ground, right, in front of the building, and I was actually waking up, and I was like, fuck, like I'm homeless. You broke up with this guy, not broke up, got in fight with this guy. Your parents divorced, like all these things, and I'm saying it all in Russian. And there is a lady who passing me by, and she turns her back, and she's like, "Hey, don't worry, everything is gonna come. Just be patient." So, you know, this is kind of insane. I didn't even pay attention to her, and she like passed me like, and I was saying on Russian this, and she says to me in Russian, "Hey, don't worry, everything is gonna come. Just be patient." And this made my mood so much better. I feel like, you know what I mean? Because it was like, this is why I like New York, because there's so many people here and who are like from my countries and like who are from Russia, Ukraine, wherever. And it was like, you see, like this lady said everything is gonna be okay. And I was like, yes, because I was like kind of joking, like, right? I was like kind of joking, like, I'm homeless, you know. He's like, parents divorced. She probably thought that my parents divorced, right? But it's my friends. Parents divorced, I'm homeless, you got in fight with a boyfriend. Wait, I also said OnlyFans is sorry. I also said OnlyFans closing or something like this, you know? I said because it was the day when they said that OnlyFans is gonna stop the explicit content wherever. And if you're new here, I don't post full nude or porn, but I do some spicy stuff on my OnlyFans. I appreciate if you tip and support me on OnlyFans. So, but wait, you know, so it was very funny. Again, it's like, and I'm also like, I can show you. I'm also like, I'm sitting on the ground, right? And I was like with my backpack, which is this. Wait, it's so heavy because I have a bunch of stuff. I'm sitting on my background, sorry. And I'm like looking up, OnlyFans is closed, and it's like, parents divorced and got in fight. And it's like, and she's like turns back and is like, everything is gonna come, just be patient. And that just made my day, basically. And I went to Chelsea restaurant and spent my gift card. Someone sent me a gift card. I don't remember when I was in Austin. Thank you so much for you guys' Amazon presents. And I walked like 25, I think I walked 25 feet, 25,000 feet. So yes, this lady said, you know, everything's gonna come. I was like, okay, that's a good thing. Then I went and I met with one guy who I was texted a little bit. He was very, very nice. Ask friends if they're from YouTube and they know anyone who knows apartments in Manhattan area. Chaz, I just don't want to ask. I have to take off. Everyone got to meet the new tenants to my old place. Okay, Brit, thank you so much. I'm gonna finish in like 10 minutes too. So thank you so much, Brit, for being here, and we wish you good luck on your house. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry if this life takes. This life is one of the longest lives I ever had. I went to Bushwick, didn't like it. I went to Williamsburg. I went to Williamsburg, and there was another thing when I like the reason the reason why I also got sad, and I was telling this because I went to see the apartment in Williamsburg, and it was 2,600. It had washer and dryer, but it was 4 people in front of me and 4 people behind me, and also the person who lived there. Why do you speak Russian instead of Ukrainian? I speak everything. Russian, Ukrainian, and Polish. I speak everything in mix. So there was like 4 people who behind me, and the person who lived there, he told us that basically this apartment doesn't really get a lot of hot water. And I went to this apartment. There was like 2 people at once. And while I was waiting in this line, I got so intimidated because person who went with me to look at the apartment works for Google. Other lady works for startup, and I just understand if I'm gonna apply and person from Google is gonna apply, that's who they're gonna take. And this is when I got so intimidated, and I was like, again, have a good day and stay safe. Love you, bye. Thank you, David. I'm almost done with my life. Sorry it's too long. Sorry, guys. I mean, I know it's the longest life, but I needed to tell you all of these things. So yes, or did you look at Brooklyn Heights? So basically what I came here to the conclusion is I'm again spreading a little bit more time on looking. I'm looking in Brooklyn and Jersey City. I see some good stuff in Jersey City, and I see some good stuff in Brooklyn. And in Jersey City they just need to provide less documents, which is good, you know, like they said they can do it based on bank deposits. And the reality check is art is not from wealthy family, and it doesn't mean that, you know, you need to leave right away. You haven't even covered 10% of what you said you were going to talk about. What do you mean, David? I was going to talk about. I said that I'm gonna be talking about this. Hey Ryan, sorry it's too late. So yeah, basically that was keep going, Art, you can do this. I can do this, guys. And I said I'm very lucky and I'm very grateful. It's not also, it didn't come from nowhere. There were some people on this also like this week, they were like so annoying. Like on OnlyFans, did I miss the entire Vogue story? Oh my gosh, I fucked up with the Vogue guy. Oh guys, I fucked up with the Vogue. It was again so stupid. So the Vogue guy who wanted to take pictures of me told me on a text message I didn't save his number. This is how stupid I am. I didn't save his number. And I was talking with the Vogue guy, and at the same time, I was talking with the guy from Grindr, which is so stupid that I never met. But the guy from Grindr was like, "Hey, do..." So basically, the Vogue guy texted me at the same time when I was talking to the guy from Grindr for like, we didn't even do anything, but it's such a stupid story. So basically, the Vogue guy texted me that, "Hey, do you want to film on August 12th, Thursday?" And I texted him, "I just wanted to see you. I'm not interested." Something like this. What the fuck? And he said, "You don't want to shoot?" And I was like, because this guy in Grindr, he asked me if I want to shoot something for OnlyFans or something like this. And it was like exactly at the same moment, and I was rushing to the apartment showing. I just remember this day, but I found it only yesterday. I find out because I was like trying to. So what happens next? And I say to him like an asshole. I text him like an asshole. No, and he's like, "Have a wonderful day, thank you." The old guy. And I was like, "I'll get back to you." That's what I texted. I didn't know it was him. And then 4 days later, I texted him. It was like 2 weeks ago, right? 4 days later, I texted him, "Hey, do you know when you wanna shoot?" Because I didn't see that I did this stupid bullshit. And he said, "I'm gonna get back to you on Monday." This Monday, that past Monday. He didn't get back to me on Monday. I texted him yesterday that, "Hey, like, did you had a chance? You didn't get back to me. Let me know if you're still interested." And then I see these messages and I understand that I fucked up, yesterday. It was like, it was hard enough already. And it was the very, yet one more reason to avoid Grindr. Yes, but I cannot not jerk off David. I'm 24 years old. I wanna sexting sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm not Angel. I wanna sometimes. And it was situation with literally 1 in a million, because I'm Capricorn. It's like I never forget keys, or like I never do some stuff like this, um so it was 1 in a million situation, and I texted him and explained it, and I was like, "Sorry," like, but he didn't get back to me yesterday. But again, it was like 1 in a million situation, which is literally never happens, and I don't even know how it happened. I was in a rush. I was like looking for some apartments. It's stress, everything, so I might give him a call next week, because I think he saw my messages. Maybe he just doesn't want to. So I might give him a call this week and see if he still wants it. And this is just was like a knife in my heart. I was just so sad. So yeah, this is how I blew up this opportunity. And welcome to art's life. But art is not perfect. And you say there's... Yes, art is not perfect. But also it explains, like, if I would have an apartment, I would be more focused on work guy, and it would never happen. You know what I mean, guys? So yeah, art. At the end of the day, there are good days and bad, and there will be both. There are friends in here to help. Be honest with him. For sure, he may understand. I already texted him, Joe. I explained him the whole situation. That's for sure. I already explained him the whole situation, and we will see. We are thankful for you keep doing this live videos every Sunday so we can talk to you. I'll also like you're doing this live videos for more than an hour. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate. And this is basically what I wanted to tell, I think, right? I think this is one of the situations where I will say everything happens for a reason. Eric, this is 100% situation where everything happens for a reason. Like, this is I just know, I was so sad, right? But first it was like, again, I never do this, guys. And it's like, not like I'm on Grindr nonstop, like, you know what I mean? It's just not like this. It just, I know how it might look. But my mom said the same. She's like, "Art, so it means that you didn't need to see him exactly this day. It might mean that you need to see him other day, or like it might need that he might need to shoot you other day, because then you're gonna be able to meet him, or like something like this. There's always a reason behind everything that happens." and I experienced it so many times, especially with the small things, like, guys, like, they all matter, um David, I don't really like these jokes. I'd go to LA first. Getting away somewhat help. Scott, I'm not gonna go to LA because I am needed to finish some things here, and then it's gonna be, once I'm gonna done with some things, I'm gonna do like tour in Northeast, like I told you guys, and then I'm gonna be able to go to LA to some acting classes and dancing classes. That's what I want to do, because I want to go for the whole week, and I just want to train, and do all the content in LA. It's not gonna be vacation. It's gonna be a lot of work. Could be worse. You could find out that multiples. Yes, it could be worse. You could find out you have multiple sclerosis or something. Yes, JK, I don't want to find out this. So, I agree 100%. It could be worse. So, overall, productive week, I don't know, guys. It's for you to judge. Overall, I think it is productive week. I think as a person, I grew so much this week. I experienced so many stuff. I learned a lot. I, you know, no good acting or dancing classes. There is no dancing classes comparing to LA in New York. Nowhere in the world. I tried in New York, and in New York is better, definitely better than Austin, but there is nothing comparing to Los Angeles in New York. I hate Los Angeles, but it has the best classes. Not for acting, for dancer. Yes, and it's my soul, so I am gonna be going there. And I want to meet my friend who danced for Jennifer Lopez on Super Bowl. I want to meet her because she came back from Poland. And hectic week for sure. Eric, this is hectic week. When you get too stressed, don't sit alone and worry. Come online and we can support you. Thank you, Fred. Yes, so guys, if I don't respond sometimes right away on Patreon or on OnlyFans, this life was an emotional roller coaster. Exactly. I also had a couple people on OnlyFans who were like such an asshole. Like, I literally put in my profile on OnlyFans, don't do porn. And there are like people who are like literally like, oh my gosh, you mislead me. And I was like, get the fuck out. It was like 2 people, but it was still. We all need a nap after this life. Thank you, Victor. Because you missed me, guys. I didn't post anything for a week. You wanted to have tea. I told you all the tea. I told you so much during this live stream. I think it's one of the longest live streams I've ever had. If you wanna support me anyway, check out my OnlyFans or Patreon, and hard not to love your art. Thank you. Any questions, comments, concerns? Right now it's your time for comments, concerns, but don't get me a second phone for Grindr. I know you're joking, but I'm not that often. Why do I show my ID? I mean, it's expired, so it's fine. Do you have a boyfriend? No. I might have a date soon, but I don't have a boyfriend. I'm not sure, but Juilliard might be a good start. I'm glad I'm just... What do you mean Dallas next week? Art scheduled some appointments for tomorrow and today, but today it's like raining. It's like tropical storm Henry, so we canceled appointments. What else? We canceled appointments for the today, and they canceled me for tomorrow because of the Henry. Fucking Henry. Next week my plans: apartment hunt. Boom. I was supposed to have a photo shoot tomorrow with another photographer. Didn't we reschedule it, so probably photo shoot with New York photographer, with other new one, younger guy also. He's like 27 years old, I think, something like this. Apartment hunt. I'm gonna definitely explore Jersey City. I'm gonna explore Brooklyn more for sure, because Brooklyn for this price has some good stuff too. Like, I learned some Brooklyn neighborhoods. I'm gonna see what happens in Hell's Kitchen and Chelsea and all this stuff, because it's getting to the end of the September. It's getting to the end of the roller coaster. There was another apartment who is sublease. I told you guys about this on TikTok live. I'm not sure about this one. I talked to the guy. He said he's gonna make sure about my situation with the CPA letter and wherever. So this is basically kind of same, but this week I'm gonna be just going with the flow, and in 2 weeks, Evan, and me, we're going to concert Kesha. It's like $50 ticket, so I was like, why not? We're going to concert Kesha TikTok on a stop when the party don't stop, and then we are going to Vermont. So I'm gonna be filming Vermont in. I'm gonna be filming vlogs from Vermont. Again, if you want to support me in any way, Patreon, OnlyFans, don't forget to put the big thumbs up, especially in videos. Also, a lot of you ask if you watched video twice on YouTube, it helps me or no. It does help me, yes. It helps me a lot. So yeah, this is it. This is the next plans. And I feel like we are close, guys. We are close to the end of this craziness, you know? We are close to the end of this. The more you go through this apartment hunt, the more you will know. Exactly. Go with the flow. Sounds good. Great. You get the concert. Concert is in 2 weeks, but it's kind of cool, you know? So yeah, hopefully Hurricane is not going to kill us here. I hope you guys enjoyed this live, and it was definitely emotional. One of my most open lives. 150 thumbs up. Thank you so much for 150 thumbs up. Thank you again, and again, if I don't respond right away, or like if I'm being inactive sometimes, it just means that I just can't respond sometimes. You know, it's just sometimes I just so exhausted. So I'll get better. That's for sure. You know, so very grateful at the end of this life, in the end of this week. I'm very grateful for everything I have, for everyone I have here, and you know, you're gonna get back on a roller coaster. Also, I got blocked on TikTok for 4 days. When are you doing the phone call questions? Is that on hold? Yes, David, it's all on hold until I don't get an apartment. A lot of things on hold. So yeah, we are very lucky people. You need to time for yourself, art, exactly. And I'll talk to you guys. And also, so many people I ask you about, like, do you want to see me collapse? Yes, I'm gonna do collapse because that's how you grow, you know. But I don't. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna be only filming TikToks with other people. I already did TikToks with other people. You can scroll down, and like I did a lot of TikToks with other guys. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you so much. Check out my Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Patreon, and OnlyFans. I appreciate you a lot, guys. We're gonna be going through these things, and everything is gonna be good. I'm gonna get it because I own it myself and my mom. So I'll see you later, alligator.